Yo, how are we doing, everybody? So today I am doing a battle guide on Chapter 2 to Arms Brave Warriors. Now, this is the first battle where you can actually set the positions of your units before the fight begins. I would highly suggest placing everyone to the left, how I've done here, especially having the healer and Frederica over on the left side, as they don't have as much movement as some of the other units here. Basically the idea is once again the enemy can kind of deal more damage than we can really deal out back to them. We're trying to have no deaths, so it's very important that we reduce the incoming damage. So with a good formation, we can actually do that pretty nicely here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm not looking to get the first strike. I want the enemy to come into me, and I'm going to position my units in a way so that there are gaps where it'll be like one of my party members in empty space and another party member again. So if they come in between those two party members to try to attack inside, I will get the flank attack bonus, getting 2 attacks off when they are trying to attack into me. I figure that would be pretty useful. I do want to try to keep my healer in the back because while yeah, I could use the healer as bait to lure the enemy in, I think that's a bit too dangerous. So instead I'll be using Frederica here. And just like in chapter 1, I think it's important with Frederica to not just cast spells as soon as they become available, as she only has so much TP, and if you use that TP early, you'll be in a bad spot. So the boss is going to come in here. This guy deals a lot of damage and also has a debuff that reduces your defense. Thankfully, Benedict has a buff himself, which increases defense. I used that earlier when that character was taking their turn on my guy there on the horse, because yeah, he generally is going to be targeted by the boss, which makes sense as the boss takes extra damage from the spear weapon from the lance. And yeah, right there you can see, because I was attacked from the side, I was able to very easily get the bonus attacks in there. But at the same time, the enemy can't exactly position how they want to position to get all of their damage in. And here I am moving forward to use Provoke. Provoke is very, very good. It does not work on the boss characters that can resist Fury, but on normal characters, if they get inflicted by the Fury ailment, basically it means that they have to attack that target that inflicted Fury onto them, which is super useful. It makes it so that those enemies are basically forced to fight that one guy, so depending on my positioning, they can't really do what they want to do. It basically just less damage you have to worry about. And then yeah, once all these enemies are grouped together, this is a perfect target for Frederica, so she's going to get a nice little hit in there. And Anna I think is a very, very strong unit. The fact that she is able to take 2 actions per turn is very, very strong. I'm not able to utilize that quite yet, but it is something you want to keep in mind when you're trying to go out for the flank bonus attacks. She can basically do that 2 times, which is, again, a lot of damage. So here, the main thing I'm worried about right now is I just don't want Roland to take too much damage, as a lot of units are interested in him. So I'm going to go ahead and heal, and I'll just take a step back, so if that boss wants to hit me again, he has to actually move forward to do so. Because you can attack and then move, just like I healed and then moved. So I didn't want him to disengage. That enemy being in front of me is blocking other enemies from being able to attack me. That kind of positioning is very important to think about. Like, it's not just your own allies that can protect you from damage, but actually enemy units can protect you from being attacked by blocking the positioning. That one enemy did hit me through the boss because he has extra range with the spear, but now I'm flanking the boss with the main hero and my tank unit there. That's very, very nice. And still, these units are all grouped up, making a very good scorch target. Able to hit all three of them and get some KOs. So yeah, definitely why you didn't want to use that scorch immediately on the very first turn with Frederica, because opportunities will present themselves where you're able to hit multiple enemies at the same time. You have to take advantage of that. Again, I am trying to keep Bulwark up on Roland. I think it's a pretty important spell here, because if his defense is low, he's just going to take too much damage and he will die. This game is not like Fire Emblem, or the OG Fire Emblems anyways, where if a character dies, they're gone forever. Now, in this game, if a character dies, they're just dead for a little bit. They'll be back in the next chapter. There's no permadeath, but obviously the game gets harder and harder as you have less units for that individual fight. And they are not gaining experience as well, because they won't be performing actions, and it will make you weaker in the long run. And yeah, right there, I was able to take advantage of the double hit from Ana. Super duper useful. Definitely want to do that. And then yeah, here with the double thrust, I am exploiting a unit's weakness. Every time you do one of those things, like the flank bonus, using the unit's weakness, like you get these little tokens. I forget what they're called off the top of my head, but yeah, there's a shop that you unlock that takes advantage of these tokens. So you want to get as many follow-up attacks and hit multiple targets and using the opponent's weakness. Like, while yeah, all these things are just good in general for being good at the fight, it will allow you to buy special items in the encampment later. So yeah, try to keep that in mind as well. And yeah, the delaying strike here is also like a very, very good ability. It delays your target's next turn. So with the boss in particular, he deals so much damage. So I'm trying to really slow him down there. It was unfortunate my positioning there wasn't exactly the best, so I did get flanked, meaning that the boss got to do that additional attack there. Yeah, try to be, you know, pay a little bit of attention to like how you're positioning. If you are going to target an enemy, you might want to move another one of your units behind that unit so that they can't get flanked. But yeah, having your units move around in pairs is very, very useful. It's really difficult because, like, as you're going for your own flanks, you're generally positioning your own units in a way where they themselves can be flanked, because it'll be like party member, enemy, party member, enemy. So yeah, you do have to like pick and choose when you're going to go for these additional attacks. Definitely, I go for it a lot here now that we've already defeated so many of the smaller grunts. I don't really have to worry about being flanked as badly as I did earlier in the fight. And yeah, right here, that is going to be that first boss defeated. Exharme is down. So I no longer have to worry about his very damaging ability. And I thought it was interesting here. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, that enemy in the back, his AI, I guess, just kind of got confused, and he really wasn't participating for most of the fight. I think if you do similar positioning as I did at the very beginning, you should get the same result. As I ran this fight a couple of times, and yeah, that was consistently happening for me. And then the other enemies here, like, because yeah, with that one just dawdling to the side, it's really just these 3 enemies. I really just gotta finish that off. Ana here also being really good for doing that. She has good movement speed, and again, being able to attack twice is pretty useful. And I really like that Hewitt here. I think that's how you say her name? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, she can still get that flank bonus, even though she's not technically like immediately on the other side of the enemy. So that's another thing to try to take advantage of. Anna as well can do the same thing if you've unlocked her throw poison ability. Depending on the positioning, she can be diagonally adjacent to an enemy and still get the flank bonus if there is someone behind the enemy where you're attacking from relative to that diagonal. Which a little bit confusing to like say, but yeah, I'm sure you'll get used to it as you go. Just keep that in mind. And then yeah, this right here is pretty much the fight done. I'm just going to completely surround the boss here and use these additional attacks. And yeah, even unlock Flame Shield as we go. You love to see it. And then yeah, that's just that one last enemy there. Completely surround them, and bam, fight is finished. So that is going to be my guide. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.